32 teams have qualified to play in the FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019. The 32 teams have been distributed into 8 pots of 4 teams, each based on their respective NIKE FIBA World ranking. As host nation, China has the right to be placed in Pot 1. Pot 1 contains the host China, the USA, Spain and France. In Pot 2, Serbia, Argentina, Lithuania and Greece. In Pot 3, Russia, Australia, Brazil and Italy. In Pot 4, Puerto Rico, Turkey, Dominican Republic and Venezuela. Pot 5 includes Germany, Canada, Czech Republic and Poland. In Pot 6, Iran, Montenegro, the Philippines and Korea. In Pot 7, Nigeria, Senegal, New Zealand and Angola. Finally, in Pot 8, Japan, Jordan, Tunisia and Côte d'Ivoire. Only one change must be made in order to equally spread the teams from the same continent. Canada must be moved from Pot 5 to Pot 6 and is replaced by the top-ranked team in Pot 6, Iran. The 32 teams will be distributed across 8 groups of 4 teams each. In order to balance the quality of the groups, not only in the first but also in the second round, Pots 1, 4, 5 and 8 will feed Groups A, C, E and G. Pots 2, 3, 6 and 7 will feed Groups B, D, F and H. Group A will cross with Group B, C with D, E with F and finally Group G with Group H. To equally spread the teams from the same continent across the groups, teams will be drawn and placed in the first available group as per the group's alphabetical order. Finally, after each team is drawn into a group, its position within the group will also be drawn, defining the order of games in the respective group in the group phase. Pot 1 will be the first drawn into Groups A, C, E and G. The host China will be drawn into Group A in Beijing. As the title holder, the USA will be allocated to Group E in Shanghai. In this example with group number 2. The 2 remaining teams, Spain and France, will be drawn into Groups C and G. Pot 2 will feed Groups B, D, F and H with a straight draw. Pot 3 also feeds Groups B, D, F and H. To balance geographical principles, Brazil cannot be drawn in the group with Argentina. The 4 teams in Pot 4 are drawn into Groups A, C, E and G. The 3 American teams, Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic and Venezuela, cannot be drawn in the group with the USA. The 4 teams in Pot 5 will be distributed into Groups A, C, E and G. Iran cannot be drawn in the group with China. For Pot 6, feeding Groups B, D, F and H, Canada cannot be drawn with Argentina or Brazil, while the Philippines and Korea cannot be placed in the same group as Australia. Pot 7 also feeds Groups B, D, F and H. New Zealand can't be drawn in a group with other Asian teams. Pot 8 will conclude the draw, with the distribution of the last 4 teams into the remaining groups. In this pot, Japan and Jordan can't be drawn in the same group as China and Iran. The FIBA Basketball World Cup 2019 draw is complete when all teams have been drawn in each group with their group number and the order of games for the group phase has been determined.